know God better than you, that you're going to have to push out of your life because they're hiding. Now, do you got the strength to do that? Just because they know God more than you, or you going to get mad and not push them, letting you know in this season?
Yes, Jesus.
He's wanting to refresh
Thank you, Lord.
the faith.
Thank you, Lord.
And if he's going to refresh you, you have to let everything go.
Yeah.
What up, everybody? How y'all doing, man? I ain't saw y'all in a long time. What's going on? Real Talk Tuesday. That's Ken in the house. How y'all doing tonight? We want to say what's up with you. Uh-oh, I see some people up in here. Lisa still praying. Griffin, Mary, I see you. What's going on? How you doing? May the Lord smile on you. Just want to come with some encouraging words tonight. I had a long weekend on the 4th. We thank God for what he's doing. We want to talk about you tonight. We want to talk about believing in yourself. She say hallelujah. Believing in yourself. This is also spiritual as well, but I want you to understand this is a season that the enemy is seeming like he's attacking the people's mind. He's attacking us in our mind, trying to isolate us and to get us to a point to where that we're not believing in our own selves, that we're not believing what he called us to do, we're not believing in that we can do this or do that. It's just like he's trying to take us out of our element, take us out of a place to where we're supposed to be. The enemy is trying to come in and attack our minds, and he's making you, trying to have you lose the faith of yourself, trying to make you lose your own identity. That's it. That's what it is. He wants you to lose the identity of yourself, right? So if you don't believe in yourself, who else will? If you don't believe that you can do whatever God called you to do or whatever you're here for, or you can't believe that, what are you here for? I just had a young man that works with me sometime, good guy, been knowing him for years. He was on a plumbing job, and he didn't do it right, okay? And when he didn't do it right, he got depressed and felt bad. And he's saying, hey man, this is not for me. And I saw this guy accomplish plenty of things. I saw this guy accomplish a lot of things in his trade. But what I'm seeing, and that's in the natural and even in the spiritual, and the saved and unsaved, that the enemy is coming. He's trying to attack our assurance of ourselves. Because if he can attack your mind and attack the assurance of yourself, what's going to happen? That's going to stop you from fasting and praying and believing, having faith in God, and doing the things that you're supposed to do in Christ. Amen? So you have to understand, you have to gird up your loins. You have to get this together. You have to understand that you are somebody. You're beautifully, you're wonderfully made. You know that God picked you and ordained you to do the things you do. Listen, I was reading and studying on Louis Vuitton, the Rolex watch, because I'm a guy that I love documentaries, I love biographies, I love how people, the stories, how they came up. Now I want you to listen to this. I was just telling another partner of mine this yesterday. All those people I just named, you got Louis Vuitton, you got Rolex, you got Christian Dior, I think that's his name, you have Gucci. All these people, one thing they had in common, they all started their businesses, right? And when they started their businesses, they all got drafted into the army. Now, this was the time when we had World War I, World War I or World War II, which one or the other. And they was going to war, and they had to fight. But this is what I'm here to tell you tonight. Listen to me. They all went through the army. They all, Army, Air Force, whatever they went through, whatever country they was in, they went through it, right? They fought for their country. They put their lives on the line. But God did not allow them to die in battle. Why? Because they had a destiny. Their life was destined for them to do what they did. So you stop worrying about the moment and the place that you are now. You're going to get over that place because it's destined for you to do what you have to do. And look, I looked at Mr. Rolex. I looked at, actually, it wasn't Rolex. He made it short because he wanted the Rolex to be in the watch. But listen, all of those people was dressed. Now, if those people would have, if either one of those guys would have died in the war, you'd have never heard of the Gucci's, the Louis Vuittons, or the Rolex, or the Christian, was it Dior? You'd have never heard of that. You never would have heard it. So what are you saying? Whatever you are right now, what's going on right now? Wherever you are right now, whatever you in, you think it's an end to your situation. You think that, oh man, this is tough and I can't make it, and this is things that make you. No, you have to believe in yourself. Because think about it. If one of those guys would have died, you would have never heard of this Gucci. Because he wasn't on first. But God knew his plan, God knew where he was at, and God knew his destiny. Just like he knows your destiny. So don't you give up. Don't you even think about allowing the enemy to come to your mind and make you suppress the dreams that you have and suppress the things that God has for you. Don't you do that. There's a lot of things. This world would not be the same if you don't do what God has for you to do. You have a name for yourself, right? I was talking to my buddy the other day. His father passed. We're praying for him. And I was upstanding, and I was talking to him, and I was like, look, man, we have to understand as people, as men, what our parents done, you're supposed to supersede that, right? So whatever you was raised with, you know, and I'm not downing your parents and your parents, I'm not downing them because they did what they're supposed to do. But it's just like Elisha, how he had to get a double portion. You're supposed to go farther than what you had. So whatever you had as a child, whatever you had, your child's supposed to have more than that. Their children's supposed to have more than that. Okay? So the only thing that's in the grave right now really is dead dreams, millionaires, billionaires, and all these people. Thank you, man. Appreciate you, Stan. All of these people in the graveyard, right? They didn't make their dream. They should have been probably millionaires. They should have been business owners, but they didn't push themselves to get to where they had to go. Now, we was talking about his father. His father passed, and I said, look, man, when my father passed, he passed, I was in the 10th grade. And as I get grown, I miss my dad, but one of the main things that makes me more sad, I know my dad didn't see all of his dreams, man. He didn't accomplish everything that he wanted to accomplish on this earth. So now it is my job to take the torch, right? And to push this thing forward, to keep going, to move on in the legacy of what he should have done or could have done and make it double. Like I preached a couple weeks ago about Elijah and Elisha. When he saw him, he had a double portion. It's your time for double. You have to move in that way. And the first thing is believe in him. Believe in your mind. Because if you cannot believe, if the enemy takes the confidence that you have for yourself, you're done. If the enemy can get in your mind and take the confidence that you're supposed to have, you're done. Don't you allow that to come in your life. Don't you allow these things to come to you and try to take this hope, this faith that you have. Because listen, your children are looking at you. Some people at your job are looking at you. Different people are looking at you to make it. If you don't make it, a lot of people won't. That's a big secret now. Listen to me. If you don't make it, it's a lot of people in your life. It's a lot of people that's watching you that you don't even know, that's looking at you. If you don't make it, a lot of people will fail. Guess what? If you don't make it, that child from the guy that's watching you won't get what they deserve. Oh, you didn't think it was that heavy, did you? Yeah, it's that heavy. Because you carry a weight in your life, a weight upon you. You carry a weight around with you. And it's not for you, it's for the burden of the people that looks at you. Oh, there we go. See, you didn't understand that you have more responsibility than what you think. You thought it was about you? Nah. Ain't nothing about you. It's about you paying it forward for what God has opened the door and blessed you to have. Listen to me. It's many people right now in the grave. Man, I'm talking about some of them probably had a cure to AIDS, a cure to cancer, or they just had a family business that they could have started, and the wealth should have ran through them. Listen to me. I was talking to my buddy the other day. Watch this. And I'm not trying to make a division between the whites and the blacks, but I want you to understand this. The other persuasion, I want to give you the necklace that my great-great-grandmother gave me. I want to give you this ring when you get married. Why we don't have that legacy? Why we don't have something from my father's father's father? Actually, I don't even know what he looked like. Do you? Do you know what your great-great-grandfather looked like? But in the other persuasion house, they have pictures. He was a machinist, so he did this. Because look at Mr. Walton. Look at Sam Walton, owner of Walmart. He's dead and gone. But his great-grandchildren, great-great-grandchildren, his great-great-great-great-grandchildren will see him on corners and say, that's Papa's legacy. Where is yours? What are you doing? If you let your mindset take you back, don't you know how many struggles that this man had? I've read his book. Don't you know how many struggles he had to try to make it, obstacles after obstacles and letdowns after letdowns? But you know what? He wasn't looking at himself. He was looking at his family. What's up, Ray? He was looking at the family that he had. He was looking at the babies that he never saw in the natural. He was looking at them in here. He never saw some of the babies that are living right now, that are living off of the money that he created for his family, the legacy. He was looking at them, and that's something that you don't have to do. Because see, that's where the enemy comes in, is to take your confidence away from yourself. You're supposed to be doing more than what you're doing. Yeah, you push yourself and you made it thus far, but man, you behind. You're supposed to be going further. And this is not about, get rich quick schemes. No, this is about the legacy. Like I always say, working on leaving the legacy. That's right, Ray. It's about leaving the legacy. The legacy for your people. You're supposed to do double than what your forefathers have done. You're supposed to do more. And the legacy must continue on. I saw something, I think it was on social media. A man said this. He said, this man walked to work. His son caught the bus to work. And his son had a Cadillac. And his son had a Ferrari. But the one with the Ferrari son was back walking again. Because we don't continue our legacy. We don't teach and minister the way we should. Listen to me. I'm going to take you to church because I'm a minister. I'm going to bring you to church. I'm going to bring my kids to church. But I'm also going to have some time to teach them life. To teach them what do they need to do in this situation. How to keep pushing. Don't stop. There's no way that this plumbing business should stop after I pass on. I don't care if none of my kids plumbers. They should be running it. Come on. Why would my children have to go try to find a whole nother trade when God has blessed me to establish one? Come on, somebody. It makes no sense. Because we have made a way. Whatever you've done, we have made a way for our children. You have made a way for your legs. Oh, I don't have a child, but you still have nephews and nieces. You still have different people in your life, or that young man that you adopted and said, you know what, you come on, because you're bringing his legacy on, because a lot of them don't have fathers. And a lot of you are mothers and fathers to these people. You just don't want to do it. Uh-oh. Your mothers and your fathers to some of these kids that's walking around, why we're not doing it? Because we're too busy trying to stuff everything in our pockets, getting fat and getting full, and not allowing everybody else to do what they supposed to have. Come on, somebody. I wanted to preach a great message tonight, but this was on my heart. The legacy. believing in yourself. If you do not believe in yourself, if you can't bet on yourself, what good are you? If you can't bet on yourself, what good are you? Listen to me. If you don't bet on yourself, who you gonna bet on? The one that's against you. I'm almost finished, y'all, because this is my heart. This is coming from my heart. Real Talk Tuesday tonight. This is coming from my heart. Listen, I need you to do me a favor. I need you to do something that you've never done before that's going to bless your mind. Whether it's reading the scripture, whether it's reading a book. But I need you to break out and do something different. Why? Because you need to be on a different territory. You need to be on a different territory. You need to be on another level. You need to stretch yourselves, man. You cannot sit here. Yes, sir. Opportunity for your children and your children. Amen. I don't want you to sit here and bore yourself every day. Because every day, whether you realize it or not, is a day closer to our death. Every day that you wake up, that's a day closer for you dying. Do you have something? Do you have a legacy set? Do you have confidence in yourself to make it work? I was talking to that young man a while ago, a good friend of mine, and his confidence just shot down, and it hurt my heart because I know what this guy can do. I know what he's capable of. But he let a mistake, an incident, try to mess his legacy, mess his future up. You have to bet on yourself. You have to have confidence in yourself. If you don't do that, man, if you don't do that, what good are you? Jesus bet it on himself. Oh, you didn't? Oh, let me show you why. He went to the Garden of Gethsemane. He said, look, he said, God, now if this cup can pass me over, let it do it. He said, but nevertheless, thy will be done. Because he had enough faith in himself to go to the cross. He did. Do you? He said, you know what? I was chosen to do this, so let me go ahead and carry this out. But he could have walked away. And that's the point where a lot of us are at right now. We're walking away from our responsibility. We're walking away because we're doing a legacy. We're doing something for somebody we don't even know. And that's the problem. Because you don't know them, you don't want to do it. What's going on, Ernie? You don't know them, so you don't want to do it. But let me tell you something. Stay strengthened, my brother. Stay strengthened, my sister. I need you to understand at this time in this season, there's nothing greater than having confidence in yourself. Walking boldly before God, walking boldly in the Lord, doing different things, doing what you have to do with God. But listen to me. If you don't have any confidence, the enemy is here to try to take your confidence. He's here to try to take the oomph in you. He's here to try to take everything. What's going on, Uncle Boo? He's trying to take everything that you know that you had in your head. Oh, you don't believe me? Watch this. You have planned something. You've planned to do something, Courtney Black. You have planned to do something, right? And you said you was going to save this amount of money, or you was going to do this, or you were going to do that. And guess what? It never happened. The enemy took your confidence. You let time pass, and pass by, and you didn't get it done. Why? Because you allowed the enemy to bring other stuff in your life, to bring distractions in your life, and you didn't get done what you should have gotten done. Why? Because you have let distractions, your confidence failed. You was thinking about something else, and then once you said, "Oh, I know I got to do it," I'll do it later. That's where we got to stop. It's a lot of us on here tonight supposed to be way farther than where you are, but you have allowed life and have allowed laziness to stop you. Come on, somebody. Come on, man. Y'all on here right now got dreams, vision and got a plan, but ain't putting it to work. We'll talk to me. Ain't putting it to work. Why? Why you ain't putting it to work? Because you have got lazy-minded. Like I tell people all the time back in the day, that phone we used to have, that phone we got right now, we didn't have it when I was growing up. And I could rattle off 20 numbers by heart. But now I probably can't even do 5. Why? Because the plan is to weaken your mind, to get you lazy in the mind. Now you can't even go down the street without cutting your GPS on, right? Because you'll be lost. You got to, we could go anywhere, walking, driving, whatever, and we knew how to get back home. We knew what freeways to hit. We knew everything. Why? Because it's attacking the mind. It wants you lazy in the mind so you won't be able to accomplish nothing on your own. If you can't accomplish nothing just solely by yourself, this world is getting to the point to where we have to rely on everything to do everything. Come on, somebody. You got to have, it was a point when we was younger, we could do whatever we needed or however we needed on our own. We could do it, but now we have to rely on something to do it. Oh, wait a minute. Let's go. We're relying on something. It didn't used to be like that, you know? We would get up and do it ourselves. Do what we have to do, get it done. But now our minds and our bodies have gotten to the point where we're lazy. And what is that doing? This is a subconscious thing where you're losing faith in yourself. Ooh, what do you mean? I can do whatever. No, you're actually feeding your system. What's going on, Mark? You're actually feeding your system that you need this to do this. So you're subconsciously telling yourself you can't do it on your own. That's called. Come on, think about it. You have to have, even when you exercise now, when you go walk, try to start, okay, when you go do your walk, your exercise, try to do it and don't bring your phone with you. Your mind subconsciously is telling you that you need the phone, that you have to rely on it. That's all I'm saying. Listen to me. It's trying to feed you and tell you that you cannot do nothing on your own. That's the enemy's trick. And if you allow it to get to you, come on. For example, if you leave your phone at home when you're on your way to work, you're going to want to turn around because I feel naked. I can't do anything because that enemy is trying to subconsciously tell you that you need it. But when we was younger, you tell your partner, meet me over here. If I don't see you, I don't see you, but we'll catch up in a minute. And we didn't need no phone because we went where we went, we hooked up, we met, and we did everything we did. So why we can't do that now? We didn't have a dependency back then. Come on, somebody. We didn't have a dependency like we do now. We depend on everything. Microwave, air fryer, telephone, Uber Eats. We depend on everything now. Our bodies have got to the point to where if we can't depend on this, guess what happens? We just don't do it. Wow. Building confidence in yourself. But we don't understand that the world has already have made it to where we really don't have confidence in what we can do. You ever thought about that, have you? You don't even have the confidence that you can do, that you can remember 20 numbers. Challenge yourself this week. Can you do that? You don't have the confidence. We didn't have calculators on our hips every day. We had to know mathematics and division and multiplication. We had to know it by heart. Now we got spell checks on the phone. Stop playing. So now we don't got to sound it out no more. We just got to go spell it the best way we can, and it's going to correct you. See, it's so convenient, but it's hurting us. It's beating us up. It's tearing us up. It's making us have no confidence in ourselves. Listen, you coming out with the electric car that's going to be driving themselves in a minute. No confidence that you can even drive. It's making it so easy to where now, if I tell you, you don't have this, you don't have the confidence, you won't even have the confidence to move out on your own to do what you have to do in life. Watch this. Starts the plumbing company, and this was so crazy. I had jobs out of the wazoo. How many jobs? But I wouldn't go do them because I was used to the guy that was my supervisor that was over me, watching me do the jobs. He wasn't there, so my confidence wasn't there. Wow. I'm telling you, it's setting this thing up to where the confidence level is leaving. And if you don't have any confidence, it's going to be a problem. How you going to have faith in God? How you going to believe to leave a legacy for your family? What you going to do? Won't be anything. It's so set up. Listen, y'all. It's so set up. I wake up in the morning and I grab my phone. I walk out the door. I put the GPS in where I'm going. That's no confidence. But people have got so busy where they're living on this every day that they're relying on all of this stuff, and you can't even do anything on your own. The stores, self-checkout. Yeah, some people stealing. Yeah, it's helping them with money. But if you don't have enough confidence in people going to get a job to check you out, come on, somebody. Think about it. I have to believe in what I'm doing. And it's getting to the point to where I won't be able to believe if I got all of this handicap in me. I can't. What can I do? And if I can't do what I'm supposed to do, how am I going to build a legacy for my people? How am I going to build a legacy for these people out here? How am I going to build a legacy for my son, my granddaughter, my other granddaughter? How am I going to build a legacy for them if I'm depending on everything that the world has brought me? Jesus, God is the only thing that I need to depend on. Listen to me. We got to get to the point to where we're depending on everything, and we don't need it. Because when you start depending so much on all of this man-made stuff, you don't have any confidence for yourself. I'm sorry, I'm going to hurt some feelings. Weight loss surgery. Now, I get it. Some people are deadly overweight. And hey, we got to do an emergency. You got to get this out of you. But some of us have gotten to the point to where you say, I want to eat like I eat. I want to do what I want to do. And I want to still lose weight. So we're going to get the surgery. You don't have any confidence in yourself that you can do it. You don't have any confidence that you can get up and work out, that you can eat right. You don't even have confidence that you can manage what you're eating, that you can stop yourself from eating all of this other stuff. If he can take that from you, he can take the confidence from here. And if he take this, what good are you? Without confidence and discipline, there is no legacy. Amen. That's the truth. That's what we're driving in. No confidence, no discipline, no legacy. What are we here for? We're here to put our mark out on this world. Create a legacy for our family. Let me ask you something. You see that picture right there? Will that picture still be around for their kids? If that picture is not around for their kids, my legacy is shot. I didn't accomplish what I should have accomplished. What are you saying? It's just a picture? No. I'm not saying raise me back up from the dead, but they should know us. Believe me, they should know us. They should know what we're doing. They should know how we supposed to, how we brought a legacy to this. What's up, Bo? How we brought a legacy to our children. They're supposed to know this. But no, we're so dependent on what? On all of this stuff, it takes this. And if I have no confidence, I have no faith, I have no legacy. What's up, Black? What's up, Chris? I have none of this because we have nothing to believe on anymore. We're trusting in everything else but ourselves. We're trusting in everything else but ourselves. How in the world we're going to make it in this life when we have to grab the phone, when we have to do some of this stuff? Like I was saying earlier, if you leave that phone at home when you go to work, it's like you can't do nothing for the rest of the day. Wow. You're depending on the phone. And we don't know subconsciously it's telling us that we have to have this stuff. Oh, man. Now, if you're a preacher, missionary, whatever you want to call yourself, prophet, prophetess, and you can't get a word from the Lord with all this technology, I think you better just go, do something different. Because it's too much technology to where you can research whatever. We used to have to go encyclopedia, get in the word. We used to have to really go study to find that scripture. Now at the push of a button, you can find it, right? But what's up, Ray? But what's happening is our mindset is depending on all of this stuff, and it's handicapping us, right? So if it's handicapping us, we're losing confidence in ourselves because we're telling ourselves, as I always think, what to be said about me. I feel you. What's going on, Greg? So if it's taking our mindset, right? If it's taking our dependency off, come on. Now, Greg was my manager at Cost Plus. He knew how different it was from then until now. Greg was right there. I walked to work. I walked. He would take me home sometime at night, but I walked to work. Now they're not doing it. It's Uber this, Uber that, because we got so many people not depending on themselves. See, one thing we knew when we was younger, whatever we had to do, we knew we could do it. But now you got so many people depending on everything else, they don't even have faith in themselves enough to do whatever they got to do. And they got the ability to do it, but they have let dependency on other stuff, come on somebody, dependency on other stuff take their mindset and take their confidence in themselves. If you don't have no confidence, what are you? Who are you? Come on. If you don't have no confidence in yourself. I know I'm finna hit somebody in their face, these dating sites. We didn't do all that. We wouldn't go holler. If she say no, she say no. We go to the next one. But now you got all these dating sites. You're depending on somebody else to do it for you. You're depending on everybody else. So therefore, if you're telling yourself, you're subconsciously telling yourself, you can't do anything without this dependency, without this or that. Come on. If I take the internet, what's going on, man? If I take the internet from some of y'all houses right now, you wouldn't know what to do. You wouldn't know how to make it. You wouldn't do it. You wouldn't know what to do. You wouldn't. Because we're so dependent on all of this stuff. We're so dependent on it. What is it doing for us? Come on. It's making you lose faith in yourself. It's making you lose faith in who God made you. Who are you? Who are the people you're supposed to minister to? We'll get online and try to figure it out. But no, God, see, we'll get so dependent on this other stuff, we won't even go try to hear God for ourselves. We'll try to hear from a YouTube message. And don't get me wrong, sometimes that stuff will come through. But you will skip the work that you got to do because of your body, your mindset is dependent on everything anything else. Come on, somebody. We're talking about confidence in yourself tonight. We're talking about believing in yourself tonight. For it's natural, for it's spiritual, business, or do whatever you got to do in life. What are you going to do? Come on, somebody. What are you going to do for yourself, for your family, for your church, for God? What are you going to do? Can you pray yourself through tonight? Oh, man. Can you? Can you remember the books of the Bible? Oh no, we gotta cheat on our phone and read them. Because we got so lazy when we said Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, we stop and try to look and see what the rest of them meant. Because we have gotten so dependent, right, on things. And when you're dependent on things, you're subconsciously telling yourself that you can't do anything. Hard work has been forgotten. That's right, Ray. You are subconsciously telling yourself that you can't do anything without him. Man, that's cold. What do you mean? What I'm telling you is the enemy is here to take your confidence. And you think that you have confidence, but just merely thinking, you don't even have confidence that you can go all day long without your phone. You don't have confidence in yourself to lose weight. You have to go get a surgery. You don't have confidence that you can find a loved one. You have to get on the website. Man, that's cold. You don't have confidence that you can walk to the store. You gonna catch Uber. I know, man, it's crazy. But think about it. Really think about that tonight. I want you to really think about that. We have lost the confidence in ourselves. And how are we going to build a legacy for our family if you don't have any confidence? Like I said earlier, Mr. Walton, Sam Walton, his great-great-great-great-great-grandkids would know who he is and would see a picture of him. Because on every corner in every city, they will see what their great-great-great-great-granddaddy done. What about you? Will your great-great-great-grandkids even know what you look like? Now that's legacy. Your goal is you supposed to be on every fireplace that they got. Because I'm going to tell you, you go on that other side, they're going to have a ring from their great-great-great-grandmother that she want her to get married in or wear her dress. What's going on? No matter what. But us, that ring probably in the pawn shop. Come on, y'all. Legacy. Confidence in yourself. We have to know that. Will your great-great-great-grandchild know who you are? I know my granddaddy. I don't know nobody else. Do you? Because the legacy have gotten tore up. What's up, Sam? The legacy have gotten beat up because we have not pushed ourselves past this laziness that we have. Push yourself, man. I want to be known with my great-great-great-grandkids because I want to leave a mark on this earth that they know it's me. Don't got to be famous, but they know what their pawpaw done was for the family. Matter of fact, how many of us are still working in a trade or whatever job line that your great-great-grandfather, grandmother did? Wow. Don't even know what they done right because the legacy is tore up because the confidence was lost in their life. Wow. So Michael Parker was going down. Talking about legacy, confidence in yourself. have to have the confidence to push this legacy in my family. I have to have the confidence, because if I don't have the confidence, what good am I? And I can't let all the things of this world that we depend on knock my confidence out. Because I'm telling you, listen, y'all, you think you got confidence in yourself? Let that phone stay at home all day. You won't want to be able to live without it. Come on now. Good job, man. Praying for you. Keep doing better, man. We're praying for you, Mike. So how many of you, come on now, could go all day without that phone? Challenge yourself. And that phone call ain't that important. Appreciate you, Greg. That phone call ain't that important. Challenge yourself on something that you know that you're dependent on. Challenge yourself this week. One thing that you know that you're dependent on, and don't do it. And see how hard it be. That's the confidence booster right there. That you know that you can make it without nothing like we used to. That you know that you can make it without half of this stuff. Show that you got that confidence in yourself. Because if you don't, you got a dependency. And you're dependent on it. Oh man, that's cold. I gotta tell you like it is. It's true. You're dependent on it. And if you're dependent on that, how could you create a legacy that's gonna move on from grandchild to grandchild to grandchild to grandchild? Mr. Walter did it. That man dead gone. But that somebody says his name every day on this world, in this world. He gone. But somebody mentions his name every day. You know why? Because you're going to say, Walmart, you mention his name. I'm not saying you have to be that big, but what I'm saying is you have a responsibility, man. You got kids, you got grandkids. It's not just for you. Like I said, you see that picture back there? Will my great-great-grandkids ever see that? Will they know what I look like? Will they know what you look like? Confidence to build a legacy. Confidence to build a legacy. Don't you quit. Don't you give up. You was just about to give up, wasn't you? Don't you do it. You've given up on one of the baddest ideas, and you're going to make it with it, but you want to give it up because you're thinking about self, no confidence. Think about the family, the legacy. Come on, man. Think about it. Man, look, I'm good. I'm great tonight. I'm happy. But I want you to think about that. But I need you to do me a favor. Challenge yourself this week. Something that you know that you can't be without. And do it. Be without it a day or two, a week, or whatever it takes. But get your flesh subject to what you know that it should do. Because if you can't, you got a dependency. And if you're dependent on something, how could you create a legacy? Because you have no confidence in yourself. You're supposed to have enough confidence in yourself to be able to do anything. Yeah, I know. Well, man, that's true. You chomping out. You're chomping out. Tonight was a good night. Was talking about having confidence in yourself, building a legacy. That's all. That's all. We're going to preach out tonight, but this is very important because the devil is trying to take our confidence. And if you don't have a confidence, listen, I'm closing with this. One of the biggest issues in my job, my career, listen to me. Thanks, Sister Lisa. One of the biggest career things, one of the biggest problems in my career is young men that come work for me, right? And I give them the job to do. And then when the customer come out or somebody come in front of them, they freak out. They can't do it. Their confidence booster falls down. Why? Because they have no confidence in themselves. And I tell them, man, you can do it. Don't go ahead and do it. And they're scared. They're scared they're going to mess something up. And they have done it over and over and over and over and over again. But when somebody else comes that they're not used to seeing and not comfortable with, they don't want to do it no more. It shakes them. That's what's happening to us, a lot of us in this world. You're trying to do something for your family. You're trying to go good. You have a good mindset, but then you let other people talk you out of it because you done got embarrassed and scared because of what you're doing. Come on, man. That's called. That's called. That's called. God called you to do different things. I've called you to move forward and told you to do things, say something, and do this and do that. But you have gotten scared because you let other people intimidate you. You don't have any confidence in yourself. I need you to boost yourself up. You're going to be the best you that you can ever be. And you're going to be your biggest supporter. I had to grow up in some certain things. I had to do certain things. I had to move and shake some things because you know why? Because God has entrusted me to do certain things and he's entrusted you to do things too. What's up, Mike? He's entrusted you to do a lot of things too, but you won't be able to do it if you don't have any confidence in yourself. That's my partner Mike right here. If he do anything, he gonna put his heart to it. But you know what? I see him cooking online, doing things. If he didn't have any confidence in himself, right? He wouldn't be going to different people's houses cooking for their families. Go ahead and put your Instagram up so people can start hitting you up. He go to your house, he cook for you and your wife, he cook, cater, he do all of that. But if he didn't have the confidence and if he had to depend on somebody else, he'd have never done it. So, but guess who's on live with him all the time when he's cooking? His daughter. He's passing the legacy down. Wow. That's called. Because he has to have confidence. What if they said, bro, you can't cook? What if somebody took one of his meals and said, man, this is nasty. I don't like it. What? Now he got to have confidence in himself to say, you know what? You might don't like it, but somebody else does. That's all it is. Believing in yourself to create a legacy. Believing in yourself, having confidence so you can create a legacy. That's all it is. Having confidence in yourself to create a legacy. What's going on, Ella? That's my cousin. Having confidence in yourself. Remember that. Do me a favor this week. I'm about to go. Whatever you know that you have to have, do away with it for a minute. Okay? A day or two, a week, or whatever. Do away with it. That'll give you your confidence check. Because if you can't get rid of it, you don't have any confidence in yourself to do it. Well, no, that don't mean that. That means I'm just, I got to have it. No, you don't have any confidence. And how could you build a legacy without confidence? Come on. See, this world is made for us to depend on everything. So it can subconsciously make us depend on everything and not ourselves. Wow. That's why everything is so easy now. That's why everything is so convenient. Because it's subconsciously telling you, you can't do it without this. You can't do it without that. You got to have this. You got to have that. Well, we did it before without it. So why you can't do it now? No, because the confidence in you will say, man, you know you can't do that. You know you got to get that Uber Eats. You can't go to the store no more. Come on. I'm not telling you don't use these things. No. But what I'm telling you is it will set you up to where subconsciously your mindset will tell you you can't do anything without this other stuff. Think about it. You won't be able to do anything. People that has a phone, and I'm one of them, I had to understand that. You have to get used to it. Cannot go anywhere with the thing in their ear. They can't just talk on the phone because subconsciously your confidence is saying, I need the earpiece to hear better. Wow. That's deep, ain't it? But what it does is make you depend on something and have confidence in something to where now you just won't even do it if you don't have it. You won't even do it if you don't have the different tools and the different things that you're dependent on every day. You have to stop if your earpiece go out. You got to stop. You got to go spend your last to go get an earpiece because you got to be able to have it in your ear while you're working because it's convenient or while you're working out. You got to have it. Because why? Because subconsciously, your mind and your body is telling you, you got to have that or it's not going to be right. So how can you create a legacy if you can't even live without an earpiece? What you're doing, you're building somebody else's legacy. The earpiece people who made it. Listen, we have to revamp ourselves. And I'm closing now for real. We have to revamp ourselves. We have to revisit our life and ourselves. And we have to know and understand. Look, y'all, I don't need to do this right now. I need to stop, and I need to stop myself from doing this, or I need to hold myself off or do this or do that, because guess what? I have to be able to know that I can do whatever without any of this stuff. And if you can't do that, you won't believe in yourself when it's time, when it's only you there and you're by yourself. You won't even believe in yourself. Come on. If I'm working and I got a tool and a certain tool that makes it easier for me, if I don't have it, I got to stop and go get a tool. No, I'm going to fix it. It might take me a little longer, but I'm going to fix it. Because guess what? I know I can do it. I'm not going to let nothing defeat me and say, I got to go do this and do that. It's just time, right? All it is time. And what the world have done, that's why the days is passing so fast. Because what the world have done has speeded up every process in the world. We had phone chargers. Now we got speed phone chargers. It has speeded up every process in the world. Why? Because it's making you be conveniently, and it's making you depend on the new thing. Oh, I got to have that. Why? Why you got to have it? Oh, I won't be able to do nothing if I don't got that. Why? You used to did. It's subconsciously telling you that you're nothing and that you can't do anything. You got preachers that can't even preach a message if they don't have an outline that they thought that they can find somewhere. There's no more revelation from God. It's what they get off the internet or get, on YouTube or whatever. Because why? Because they're depending on something that's not theirs. Wow. May the Lord bless you tonight, man. Love you. We thank all y'all for staying tuned. I appreciate you. We'll see y'all next Monday, because Monday is Men's Monday. Tuesday is Real Talk Tuesday. Didn't go yesterday. We hope you guys had a happy 4th. We love you. May the Lord smile on you, man. God bless you. If you're not saved, come on now. You know the word. Believe in your heart. Confess with your mouth, and you are saved. Come on. God, I'm a sinner. I believe that you sent your son Jesus to die on the cross and he rose on the 3rd day. It's just that simple. But you got to mean it. And when you do that, God comes in your heart and he opens himself up. And he'll give you everything that you desire. May the Lord smile on you, man. God bless you. We cover you in the name of Jesus. We ask you to share this and like this. We send a shout out to Minister Jennifer. We send a shout out to Apostle Michael Horn, Apostle Urban Brown, Life of Christ Family Church, Believers International. We send a shout out to everybody. Appreciate you guys for looking and staying tuned. I love you. And ain't nothing you can do about it. Peace.